Okay.
Hi everyone! Happy Sunday! And if it's Sunday, you know it's Bubble Day! This is the fee that Dave charges me for recording. Dave's with us. Say hi, Dave.
Hello, everybody. Happy Easter.
And Easter, for those of you who celebrate Easter, or Passover, happy Passover. Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy 4th of July. Let's just hit them all. Just glad you guys are all with us again today. So we got some bubbles. Today we're making French toast. I know, you probably know how to make French toast, right? But we're gonna stuff it. This is a recipe back from my old restaurant. And we stuffed it with bananas and peanut butter. Peanut butter and bananas, wasn't that Elvis's favorite? Isn't that how that went? The little fried peanut butter and banana sandwich? It's kind of what we're doing. All right, cheers, guys. Let us know if you're with us. That's lovely. Oh, that's a really nice one. A little pan, just heating up over here. Just getting it kind of like warmed up. It's probably a little hot already. Classic French toast. Eggs, right? I like to put a little dash of vanilla in mine. A little shot of cinnamon. You need a little milk in there as well. If you don't have milk, tell me what you think you could use. Anybody out there? Dave, what do you think? What could we use?
What about some water and oil?
Water and oil. I don't know, guys. Do you think that's going to work? I would say, I used to tell Dave that we could always make up milk with water and oil, and it's a little tidbit that he's never forgotten since then. You can use water and oil. That's what you once told me. I forget what we were making, but it did work in that situation, I think.
Right.
I want to point out these amazing Amish eggs that I picked up at the store. Look at how orange they are. Like, that just is a great sign of extra nutrients. It's so good. We're so used to those pale yellow yolks, but these just are loaded with nutrients. Clear sign that they're being pasture raised. They're out there eating their little bugs and their grasses instead of the grains, right? So it's a good sign. So if you can get that, that's amazing. I do a little dash of cinnamon. Do a little dash of my vanilla. This is my good vanilla from the Epic Spices that I love, just down the street from me. I'm sure you have some great spice shop near you. And a little milk. So with the milk, I'm using whatever milk I have in the house. I usually don't have dairy milk. It'd be very rare for me to have that. So I'm actually going with a little coconut milk today. Could be kind of interesting. I think the flavors will mesh well. Kind of interesting. If you had an almond milk, a cashew milk, a pistachio milk, and now you guys know how to make that stuff because we made it together. Like, I think one of the first videos I did, right? The first week, maybe. I don't think it was the first one I did. I feel like the first one, I'm trying to think back, was maybe that peas and the pasta dish. It's maybe the first one that I did, that we did together, I like to say. Guys, just whisk this up, right? I'm not reinventing the wheel here. Instead, what we're doing is we're just having fun with some flavors. I can make sure that's really whisked up. Again, mine might just look a little more orange than yours because of those amazing Amish eggs that I'm using. Doesn't that look great? I know, it sounds like fun. Now, for the bread. We've got a couple pieces of a wheat bread. This is the bread that we're going to use for Dave. That's Dave's bread. We do keep different breads in the house because I tend not towards to eat the gluten. I would love to have just a nice big crusty bread here, but that's just it wasn't an option. So we have the wheat bread that we have in the fridge for Dave, and then this is this really adorable mini loaf, and I made a mini loaf because I don't have a big loaf pan. But this one is actually gluten-free. I'm going to show you guys this recipe coming up maybe this week. This one I make and I put it in the freezer. It's really super simple. There's no rising needed. There's no yeast in it. It's a keto style bread. And I made this one with actual pumpkin, no, not pumpkin, pecan butter. So you use like an almond butter or a walnut butter, and I made a pecan butter just because I thought it'd be fun. So those are going to be my cute little French toasts right there. Aren't those cute?
And everybody seems to be making bread these days while we're quarantined, so.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Anybody out there doing sourdough? Like sourdough appears to be a really big thing right now. I haven't put it on my list yet. You know, yeast is one of those things that isn't my greatest friend, so I've been kind of shying away from the yeast a little bit. But the sourdough might be something that I could manage. I don't know. I also want to know what you guys are having for your brunch this morning, for your potential Easter brunch, just plain old Sunday brunch. Let me know what you're eating. So guys, I'm just spreading, I have a little almond butter. So I'm going to do almond butter on mine. And I'm spreading some almond butter on each side of my toast before I do anything to it. My almond butter is a little stiff because it is that straight up, just right out of the grinder almond butter. And then on Dave's, we're going to do peanut butter because I kind of thought he would like the peanut butter better.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like anything would be fine.
We've got a few people have joined. Dorothy is watching. Yamana is watching. She wishes everybody a happy Easter. So thank you, Yamana.
Hi, Dorothy. How are you guys doing? What are you making this morning? Tell me. Last night, so I have to tell you guys, last night, Dave and I, and just recap for you guys who are joining us, we're making peanut butter and banana stuffed French toast, kind of my version of a classic Elvis. I'm adding some peanut butter on these two slices of bread. We're gonna sandwich it together with the butter, sandwich it together with the banana, and then put a little honey on there because you need a little sweetness in there. I like to make sure everything gets to the edges. So guys, last night we hosted a virtual pasta party. Every year at this time, growing up, my family had a tradition that we made homemade pasta. And Dave and I have kept on that, and the family still keeps on this tradition, but Dave and I started our own tradition of doing this with all of our friends. So we've been hosting pasta parties at this time of the year for at least 2 weeks, for a while. And we just could not do it this year just because of the quarantine. So what we did is we did a virtual pasta party, and we did it on Zoom. We had everybody got the pasta recipe ahead of time who wanted to make it. Some people ordered in or made other dishes. I think most everybody ordered in at least pasta. And we just made it together. We walked through the making of the dough. We boiled it. We made fillings. Some people made a different filling, and everyone's turned out amazing. And it was so much fun to be able to say that we still got together. I loved it. It was just, I was so happy to do it. And I gotta tell you, less cleanup at my house this morning by not having everybody here. Usually we pack them in tight here. I think we've had, 30, 40 people in this little condo. Yeah, we pack them in tight, but it's just fun, right? It's about being together. Cheers, everyone. Okay, so as a reminder, I'm doing peanut butter, banana stuffed French toast. And with this particular one, we have the peanut butter on each side. We have the banana. I'm going to push them together. I'm going to get a little honey in here. For my honey. It's just nice to have that little drizzle of honey on these to give it just that extra little sweetness. And we can feel pretty good about these French toasts, right? Instead of thinking that this isn't a healthy item, really change your mindset. I mean, we're using good ingredients. We're using whole eggs. We're using, in this case, a dairy-free milk. We're using a nut butter that offers a lot of protein. We're using the bananas as a really lovely fruit in there. And so you're getting a lot of protein and a lot of good fats out of these things from all those nuts that are in our nut butters. I'm gonna put these baby little bananas on mine. So mine is my homemade little gluten-free bread that is yummy and delicious. And I'm going to share that recipe with you guys. Add a little honey on here. I know. It seems simple, right? I know you guys can pull this off. Have you ever pulled this together? It's not like this is somebody's probably made this before. But I'm wondering what you've done with your French toast, and what do you have in your house that you could create this as your own? Like if you don't have bananas, what do you think that you could use? I was thinking some strawberries or blueberries would be really fun in here. What do you guys think about that? Dave shook his head. I think he's like, yes, that could work. I'm adding a little bit of ghee to my pan. Ghee is, remember, my shelf-stable, grass-fed butter that has the milk solids removed. It's really great for high heat cooking. I do like it for high heat cooking. Exactly what we're gonna do here. A little bit of a high heat. We don't want to go too hot. I don't want things to burn on the outside. We want a little time for these the nut butters to actually get a little warm in there, right? I'm not leaving this in there long. I don't want this to soak too long, and I'm not really trying to throw the whole sandwich in because I don't really want too much egg in my nut butters. All right, there's the first one. Let's get these little guys going.
I think everybody's just sort of quiet today. Everyone's already started brunch, maybe, and
they're opening up their little Easter basket. They're hunting. They're hunting for Easter baskets, maybe. I don't know. If I will say, very, very similar to our typical pasta parties in person, our virtual party went quite late. We started at 4 by making our doughs, and gosh, I don't even know. I don't know. Midnight, 11. It was late. It was fun. It was fun. At one point on our Zoom screen, we had 15 different Zoom participants, and some of those screens had couples in them. So, so we had quite a really nice array of friends that joined us. It was really neat. Got it. Okay, guys. So
it sounds like Jimmy is already into high school boy mode and is laughing at the nut butters.
Cheers to you, Jimmy. I love that you're with us already. And where's your bubbles? Are your bubbles out, Jimmy?
Samantha says her head hurts.
It was a late night. Yeah, it was a fun, good night. Samantha, your ravioli looked so good. They were so cute. And that homemade ricotta cheese that you made, I wish we could have been there to taste that. All right, guys, we just want a couple minutes on each side. You know what French toast is supposed to look like, right? A little golden brown. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this. We're also having, I'm going to turn my little guys over. Look how good those look. So again, this is peanut butter banana stuffed French toast. And in mine has these are little baby breads that I made that are gluten-free. I have a larger one here. Mine has nut butter in it, the almond butter. Dave's has classic peanut butter. Oh, look how good that looks.
Yamana says that you could use Nutella too if you were in the mood.
If you had some Nutella. I think even if you didn't have like a Nutella and you were trying to be mindful of some of the ingredients that you eat, sprinkling some chocolate chips in this. You could do it with the bananas or without the bananas. And just make sure that you have it low enough that you're going to get it kind of melty on the inside and have that melted chocolate in there. We used to have a chocolate sandwich at my restaurant as a dessert, and it was really sort of a grilled, we did it in a panini press, but it was the same idea where you just put like that bar of chocolate right in the middle of it, and I think we might have put a little jam in there. Delicious. Yeah. I actually thought about making a little jam syrup today. If you had some, I'm cooking off tiny little pieces here to taste test. If you had fig jam, I was thinking mixing a little fig jam, just stirring it with a tiny bit of water, and using that as your syrup, because I think then you get that fruitiness that you would get if you used some strawberries and you didn't have those. I think that's drizzled over the top of this would be really nice. Yeah. Dave says maybe. I don't know. He's like, I'd have to taste it first. But that's what this is all for, right? It's all about tasting all of this. Now I turn this down a little bit. I'm going to show you guys So we're enjoying this with this little platter of meats that I made last night. Let me see if I can find some good pieces to show you. So this is my weekend where I'm sort of calling it my 20% weekend. I'm indulging a little bit here. This is a lattice wrapped bacon. So I did a bacon the way you do like the tops of apple pies, like latticed that together. I wrapped that around pork that I had slathered with chipotle and fig jam. That's why I don't have any more fig jam. And I spread that on there. Then in the inside of the pork, I opened up the pork, I butterflied it, and I stuffed it with chorizo. Yeah. Oh, and a little goat cheese too. Yes, it's ridiculous. It's so good. Like it's salty from all of that bacon, but it's really yummy. All right. I got a little
Samantha's pointing out that if you don't have fig jam, maybe raspberry preserves would be delicious.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great. You know, it took me a long time to like raspberries because of those little seeds in there. And I've kind of learned to love them a little bit more. So look at that. Look at that first guy coming out. This one, you can actually see that nut butter is getting a little melty on there. Let's see how this is doing. Oh, yeah, this looks great. Move this over so I can cut this and put it on and layer it. I know, you know, guys, I'm trying to make up today what we should be cooking this week. So if you have any preferences, you can let me know. How do you want yours cut, Dave? Are you a diagonal? Are you a horizontal or a vertical? Is that vertical? That's horizontal?
How about just with the crust cut off?
Oh, that's funny. You guys know I'm not doing that right. Look at how gooey that is on the inside. I'm so excited about these. They're so simple, right? But it's just fun to elevate that French toast just a little bit. Now, we're not really powdered sugar people. I learned this about Dave. He didn't really like that powdered sugar sprinkled across the top. So I'm serving it with just that simple maple syrup. That's it. It doesn't need much. And in fact, I might just eat mine more like a sandwich because I've already got that little bit of honey inside of there. But eat it the way you like it. And that's it. We're going to sit down and eat. This is peanut butter and banana stuffed French toast, or in my case, it's almond butter and banana stuffed French toast. Pretty simple, but do it this way. Everyone can have the toast they want and the insides that they want, and then it makes everybody happy. As always, I thank you guys for joining me. I wish you a happy Sunday. I'm sending you so much love out there, and I can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.